All right, next matchup, UCF taking on Florida Atlantic, 7 o'clock Eastern kickoff at FAU. Now, Central Florida is ranked number 17th in the country right now. They're also minus 10 in this ball game here with the total at 68. Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of movement on the spread, but we did see a 3.5 point move downward on the total. So once again, UCF open M remains minus 10. Total open 71.5 down to 68. 72% are leaning Central Florida, 71% shaded toward the over. And right now, Florida Atlantic is plus 310 on the money line. I think there's pretty good value in this number here. UCF, elite program. I mean, you got to give it to them. They're, I think, a lot better than 10 points in the spot here. So I'm going to lean UCF minus 10 and the under 68 in that matchup there. All right, next game. Buffalo at Penn State, 7:30 Eastern kickoff at Beaver Stadium in Happy Valley. Penn State's ranked number 15 in the country right now. They're also minus 29.5 in this matchup here. Totals at 55. We did see a 6-point move toward Penn State and movement downward on the total. The Nittany Lions open 23.5 up to 29.5. Total open 55 and a hook down to 55 even. 68% are leaning Nittany Lions, 63% shaded toward the over. Right now, Buffalo is plus 33.75 on the money line. These are the types of games where Jimmy Franklin runs it up and just pounds the weaker opponent. I'm going to lean Penn State minus 29.5 and the over 55 in that game. Next matchup, we got a big one, guys. LSU at Texas. 7:30 Eastern kickoff there. LSU is ranked number 6 in the country. Texas ranked number 10. LSU right now minus 5 in this game. Totals at 55.5. We did see a 2-point move toward the Tigers and a 2.5 point move upward on the total. LSU open minus 3 up to minus 5. Total open 53 up to 55.5. 55% of the consensus is leaning toward LSU, 70% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Longhorns are plus 195 on the money line. 2.5 point move upward. I'm going to fade it. I don't see this one getting over that total. I'm going to lean LSU minus 5 and the under 55.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Nevada at number 11 Oregon, 7:30 Eastern kickoff at Oregon. The Ducks are minus 23.5, total 62. We saw a 2.5 point move toward the Ducks and movement downward on the total. 2-point move downward on the total. Once again, the number 11 Oregon Ducks open minus 21 up to minus 23.5. Total open 64 down to 62. 64% are leaning Oregon, 62% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Wolfpack is plus 1375 on the money line. I think Oregon's going to come back in a bounce back game here with a vengeance and fury. Give me the Ducks minus 23.5 and the over 62 in that game. Next matchup, Tennessee Martin taking on number 8 Florida Gators, 7:30 Eastern kickoff in Gainesville. The Florida Gators are minus 41, totals at 59. No movement when it comes to the spread. We did see a little bit of movement downward on the total. Florida open M remains minus 41, total open 59 and a hook down to 59 even. 71% are leaning Gators, 59% shaded toward the under. This should be a bloodbath. Give me the Florida Gators minus 41 and the over 59 in that game. Next matchup, Tulane at number 16 Auburn, 7:30 kickoff at Auburn. The Tigers are minus 18, totals 52. We saw a 2.5 point fade of Auburn and movement upward on the total. The Tigers open 20.5 down to minus 18. Total open 50 up to 52. 69% are leaning Tigers, 81% shaded toward the over. Right now, Tulane is plus 675 on the money line. This is a really short number. I think Auburn should take care of business and put this one away in the first half. Give me the Tigers minus 18 and the over 52 in that game. All right, next matchup. It is going to be Western Michigan taking on the Spartans of Michigan State. 7:30 Eastern kickoff at Michigan State. Sparty's minus 16, totals 46 and a hook. We did see a 1.5-point fade of Michigan State and movement downward on the total. Sparty opened 17.5 down to minus 16. Total open 47.5 down to 46 and a hook. Michigan State's 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 ball games dating back to last season. They've also failed to cover in 7 out of their last 10. Now, total-wise, Michigan State put up just 28 points versus Tulsa. So I think this one might end up being a little closer than we think. A lot of these players on the field grew up together, played ball together, or at least played ball in the same conferences in high school. So I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I'm going to lean Western Michigan plus 16 and the under 46.5 in that game. All right, next matchup. Cal taking on number 13 Washington, 10:30 Eastern kickoff at Husky Stadium. Washington's minus 14, totals 43. We saw a 3-point move toward Washington and movement downward on the total. The Huskies open minus 11 up to minus 14. Total open 43 and a hook down to 43 even. 67% are leaning Washington, 80% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Golden Bears are plus 425 on the money line. Washington's 8-2 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Cal. They're also 7-3 against the number in that same category. Total-wise, Cal's 9-1 to the under in their last 10 ball games dating back to last season. They're also 5-0 to the under in their last 5 in Washington. Now, the Huskies are 9-1 to the under in their last 10 ball games taking on the Golden Bears. I'm going to lean Huskies minus 14 and the under 43 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Stanford at USC, 10:30 Eastern kickoff. I believe that's being played at the Rose Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section below. But number 25 Stanford is the dog in this one. We got USC minus 1, totals 45. We saw a 2-point fade of USC, no surprises there. We also saw movement upward on the total. The Trojans open minus 3, down to minus 1. Total open 44, up to 45. 69% are leaning Stanford, 59% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Cardinal minus 102 on the money line. Stanford's 5-1 against the number in their last 6, dating back to last season. They've also successfully covered the number in 7 out of their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Trojans. Speaking of USC, they're just 4-6 straight up in their last 10 taking on Stanford. They've also dropped 5 out of their last 7 ball games dating back to last year. Now, total-wise, both teams may have to resort to their backup quarterbacks in this game, so I'm not projecting a whole lot of scoring in this one. I am going to lean Stanford plus 1 and the under 45 in that game. And we're going to go ahead and slide into some quick picks, a quick recap brought to you by myself at patreon.com/BrockPage. We have Stanford plus 1 and the under 45. We have Washington minus 14 and the under 43. We have Western Michigan plus 16 and the under 46.5. Auburn minus 18 over 52. Florida minus 41 over 59. Oregon minus 23.5 over 62. LSU minus 5 under 55.5. Penn State minus 29 and a hook and the over 55. UCF minus 10 under 68. Oklahoma minus 37.5 under 78 and a hook. Washington State minus 37 under 63. New Mexico State plus 55 under 64.5. UGA Georgia Bulldogs minus 49.5 over 61 and a hook. Texas A&M plus 17.5 under 64 and a hook. We also have Colorado plus 3.5 over 64 and a hook. Central Michigan plus 35 under 51 and a hook. Utah minus 22 over 43.5. Syracuse plus 2.5 under 57. Rutgers plus 20 under 50. Ohio State minus 16.5 over 56. And last but certainly not least, we have the Michigan Wolverines minus 22.5 and the over 47 in that game. All right, guys, let's go ahead and slide into some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. These are folks that commented on our college football video last week. I got to give a shout-out to Jason Ray, who says, "You are an imposter." Speaking about me. Well, thank you for taking the time out to comment, Jason Ray. I really appreciate it. Shout-out to Donald Rowe, who questioned my Georgia Tech lean last week. Shout out to Vernon Williard. He's happy football's here, he said. Shout out to Sydney, New York, Kerry Nichols, CQP Underboss, the Dingman C. Dinger, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Campus Legends. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We are 6-0 in our premium college football plays. That membership begins at just $14.99 a month. If you were subscribed to that over the past couple of weeks, you had a lot of winners and 0 losers. 6-0 in that package there. We're also hitting 61% in our last 62 Underdog plays on Patreon. Check me out. Link for that site is in the description section below. You're costing yourself valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed to that site. Patreon.com/BrockPage. There's plenty of free content there as well, including my current record in all categories. Most importantly, I got to thank you guys for watching me right here today on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy week 2. Best of luck to you. And don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.